刚刚一个 W 火球直接把鲁肃干了半条血去。其实一点 W 不会痛。
The fury of the Warcraft. Whatever you say.
我现在飞进去，他应该会死，但是算了，忍一下，因为他死我也死，感觉不是很划算。谢谢你。
I'll consider it. Finally, whatever you say. Finally, I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Longer. I can wait no longer.
他没现身呢，好吧，不能飞，不能怕他紧急回防了。你走回去吧。
Our allied town is under siege. Finally. find the coward. Whatever you say, I'll consider it. Whatever you say, I'll consider it.
懂我知道是那个每一下都有额外趴伤的那个扣血。
Our allied town is under siege. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Our allied town is under siege. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
強靭無敵最強
Our allied town is under siege. I'll consider it. Our allies' hero has fallen. Our allies' hero has fallen. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Find the coward.
哎呦，
Our hero has fallen.
竟然还有大绝！
Our allied town is under
不是啊
siege.
我的攻速是不是很高？没有啊，阿丽赢呢，攻速还好。
Our allies' town is under siege. I can wait no longer. War Chief, finally. I can wait no longer. Whatever you say. War Chief. Finally.
強靭無敵最強
Whatever you say. Finally. Whatever you say. Our allies' hero has fallen. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Finally. Whatever you say.
自由野是不是？
Finally. Our allies' hero has fallen.
再跑一趟。
Finally. Finally. Let's not survive. Our allied town is under siege. I'll consider it. Finally. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Finally. Whatever you say. Finally. Let none survive.
強靭無敵最強
Our
拆一下哎，可惜。
War Chief, whatever you say. Finally, I can wait no longer. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally, I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally. I'll consider it. Finally, I'll consider
My light for Nazul.
whatever you say. Finally, whatever you say. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally, whatever you say. Finally.
超人無敵最強 Allies hero has fallen.
Taste the fury of Warcraft. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Finally. I'll consider it.
等着戏。
Finally. I'll consider it. Finally. Let none survive. I'll consider it.
Our allied town is under siege.
Finally. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Finally. Whatever you say. War Chief.
Thy will complete.
Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Weak-minded coward. Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. War Chief. I'll consider it.
Our allied
Finally.
town is under siege.
Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Let none survive. Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
Our allied
Finally.
town is under siege.
I'll consider it. Finally. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. I'll consider it.
超人無敵最強 Our hero has fallen.
好了，
Our allies are under attack.
ๆ，路障快好喽。啊，没晕到，好可惜。有晕到就死了，
I'll
有
consider
晕到应该路障快好了。
whatever you say. I can wait no longer. I'll consider it. Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Taste the fury of
超人無敵最強
这取消了。
Finally.
Allied hero has fallen.
I'll consider it. Finally,
就到这
I'll
样子。
consider it. Whatever you say,
Our forces are under attack. Is under siege.
I'll consider it. Whatever you say, I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally, whatever you say, I'll consider it.
Where shall I strike this spear?
I'll consider it.
买一送一啊！
Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
打死了！
強靭無敵最強
快点给我过！
I'll consider it.
Forces are under attack.
Whatever you say.
Allies' hero has fallen.
这里不准被灵童干死。
Our allies' town is under siege.
Finally. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Finally.
不好抓的。
Our allies' town is under siege.
没有想去不好抓。
I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Finally.
強靭無敵最強
他太肥了，
Our hero has
这样为
fallen.
什么打这么肥？吕布应该是不怕灵童来对
Our
的。
allies' town is under siege.
买香靴哦，好吧，那我可能我买。
Finally. I'll consider it. Finally. I'll consider it. Finally.
伤害等等要补一下，
Consider it.
等下补一下
Chief.
云枪吧。
Whatever you say. Finally. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally. I'll consider it.
Our allies' town is under
I'll
siege.
consider it.
有眼啊，上路要补个眼。
I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, I'll consider it.
哦，这样3路打有点
I'll consider it.
有点赶。
Whatever you say, I'll consider it. Whatever you say, I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Whatever you say, I'll consider it. Finally, I'll consider it. Finally, I'll consider it. Finally, I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
单凤为了主要手段，他有推刀啊。
I'll consider it.
Allies hero has fallen. Our allied town is under siege.
I'll consider it.
Let none survive.
Whatever you say.
Our allies town is under siege.
I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally, whatever you say.
Our allies town is under siege.
Finally, I'll consider it. Finally, whatever you say, I'll consider it. Finally, whatever you say. Finally, whatever you say, I'll consider it. Finally, I'll consider it. Taste the fury of the warfare. Finally, I'll consider it.
这样有时候朱兰去哪里了？
Finally,
刚好出来。
I'll consider
Our allies town is under siege.
whatever you say. Finally. Finally. I'll consider it. Finally. I'll
超人無敵最強
那个人想走是灵童。
Our allies town is under siege.
I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Finally. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Finally.
好了，可以换。
Finally. I'll consider it.
啊，外塔先拆掉吧。
I'll consider it.
The restless dead await.
I'll consider it. Finally. I'll consider it.
队伍啊，
I'll consider it. Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say, I'll consider it. Finally.
標準無敵最強
I'll consider it. Finally. I'll consider it. Finally.
哎，开门了，开门了！
Our allied hero has fallen.
Finally. I'll consider it. Finally.
Let none survive.
哎呦，蹦出来！
Our hero has fallen.
好痛，好痛，好痛！哎呦，哎，差一点，
Our allied hero has fallen.
刚刚怎么没有吸到血？他们开有 E 吗？你的吸的不够多。哎呦，明天下去好痛！啊，没有喷枪，伤害不够。
Our allies' town is under siege.
I can wait no longer. Finally. I'll consider it. Finally. I'll consider it. War Chief. Whatever you say. Finally. Whatever you say. I'll consider it.
標準無敵
はい
最強 Our allied hero has fallen.
You say. Finally. I'll consider it.
Our allied hero has fallen.
You say. Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally.
Our allied hero has fallen.
I'll consider it. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally. I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
这个塔看能不能先拔呗，
Consider it.
先推兵过来拔好了。
Our allied town is under siege.
Whatever you say. I'll consider it. I can wait no longer. Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Whatever you say. Finally.
Our allied town is under siege.
I'll consider it. Finally.
好多人，主要是
Under siege.
War Chief. I'll consider
哦，他们都赢了。
Let none survive.
whatever you say. I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
Find the power.
I'll consider it.
Finally.
I'll consider it.
Finally.
哎呦，
Whatever
全
you
部框起来了，
War Chief.
Finally.
我去放个鸟。
I'll consider
Our allies' town is under siege.
I'll consider it.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
Our allies' town is under siege.
I'll consider it. Whatever you say. I'll consider it.
Finally.
I'll consider it.
Finally.
Whatever you say.
灵统有用紧急回防吗？他有用过吗？不确定哦。
Our allies' hero has fallen. Our forces are under attack. Has fallen.
Whatever you say. I'll consider it.
回去了，
Finally.
那你试看。
I'll consider it.
Finally.
我一出的装备，
Whatever you say. I'll consider it.
Finally.
Whatever you say.
Finally.
I'll consider it.
Finally.
Whatever you say.
Finally.
I'll consider it. War Chief. Whatever you say. I can wait no longer. Whatever you say.
Finally.
I'll consider it. War Chief.
Finally.
I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
Finally.
Whatever you say.
Finally.
I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
Finally.
好像顶级的是吧？
Say.
刚听到顶级回防声音，
Finally.
Whatever you say.
Finally.
Whatever you say. I'll
这背水可能可以换个
whatever you
破军之类的。
Finally.
I'll consider it.
Finally.
Whatever you say.
Finally.
Whatever you say.
Finally.
Whatever you say. I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
Finally.
Face the fury of the Warthog. Whatever you say.
Finally. Let none survive.
Face the fury of the Warthog.
武装甲被扛走。 给我吸血药！我要吸血，我要吸血！封神没有吧？没有要封神。不对，可是钱好像也可以封神。不过应该不会。想看，我想一下。那封神是什么？硬要转，那翻梦就只能转了，他能干嘛？翻梦不就只能转吗？
I'll consider it. Whatever you say.
我想想看，这个钱有点小尴尬。好吧，就封神吧，不然这个钱太多了，不买有点不买点好料的，对不起。
Finally. Whatever. Finally. Your chief. Whatever.
那个龙甲感觉扛不住欸。 这个回血好快！但是龙甲之后那个趴上再回血的，趴数再回血的。他血太多了，每秒回那个，每秒回超多血。
Whatever
应该开大图啊！ 被查到死了。弓箭手一直射，射不停。弓箭手要毁这世界啊！我要吸到全部弓箭手，好猛！把全部弓箭手都吸过去，不然这个的话，应该会把这个炮塔点掉。 越近越近。刚没理潘梦，他差点转弹，想说他不重要，结果让他转出来了，转了一个差点，还是挺危险，因为我们没有模仿，没有模仿很危险。